Alright, our ingredients for today will be some rabbit, some oranges, some white wine vinegar. For seasonings, we're going to use some rosemary and some thyme, as well as some garlic pepper seasoning. And with these ingredients combined, we're now ready to make ourselves some rabbit, roasted rabbit. Now, I'm going to start off by squeezing the orange juice into a bowl. That way you could fish out the seeds. You don't want to use no seeds in this. You just want the juice. If you get some pulp in there, that's perfectly fine. As a matter of fact, I prefer to have some pulp. It's going to add extra flavor to the rabbit as well. And we're just going to go ahead and pour our white wine vinegar with the orange juice. And I only had about a quarter cup left in the bottle, and I used it all. And you're just going to put that aside. Up next, you're going to get your rosemary and your thyme, and you're going to put it into a bowl and just put it aside. You're not going to need it right now. As of right now, you just toss that to the side. Now, we're going to take a look at our rabbit. It is already thawed out. It's deboned within, like there's no stomach, there's no organs in it really. As you see where my hand was, that's where the head would be. Right there in the middle, that's the stomach. It looks like a retired prostitute's vagina. They chopped off the legs and the feet and all that. And it's ready to be seasoned. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put them into our whatever tray you're going to use, or if you have a big bowl to put them in. But I'm using the oven tray itself. I've lined the bottom with aluminum foil, and I placed both rabbits in there. Now what I'm going to do is just pour the orange juice as evenly as I could all over the rabbit. You know, as you see some of that pulp, I'm going to make sure I get that pulp inside of the rabbit itself. Up next, we're going to grab our rosemary and thyme and just put it in there. And then with your hands, you're gonna spread it out, rub it in. No homo. Rub it in, and yeah, just get it as evenly as possible. Of course, you will be using two hands instead of one like me because I'm holding the camera, so it will be much easier. Up next, we're going to use our garlic pepper seasoning, and we're just going to sprinkle some on top and inside of it. Now also, which I did not show, is I put it off to the side, and I sprinkled some on the sides as well. I just couldn't do it because, like I said, I'm holding the camera. Now what you're going to do is you're going to cover it, and you're going to put it in the fridge for a day. Alright? So you're going to let it marinate in these seasonings and juices for a day before you put it into the oven. Now a day has passed by. I have the oven preheated at 405 degrees. And I'm going to put it into the oven for about 2 hours and 45 minutes, 3 hours. Alright. Now after you place it into the oven, you're going to wait for about an hour and a half, hour and 15 minutes. You're going to uncover the rabbit. And now you can leave it uncovered now. And you can just start pouring some of this juice on top, you know, start basting it sort of. Making sure you put that juice inside of the rabbit, you know, that slit that looked like a retired prostitute's vagina. Keep pouring some of that juice in there. You know, make sure it's, you know, well seasoned, well spread out. Starting to look like something now. Alright, after you feel that you've put enough juice all over it, you could go ahead and put it into the oven. You don't have to cover it. Like I said, just leave it uncovered from now on. And now that we placed that into the oven to finish cooking, we can get into our cheesy jalapeno cornbread. You're going to need a box of corn muffin mix, some jalapenos and a red chili pepper, a quarter cup of Parmesan cheese, 1/3 cup of milk, and 1 egg. And that's it. With these ingredients combined, we can now make ourselves that cornbread. Now I used 2 jalapenos, and I sliced them up, and I took the seeds out before I started to dice them up. All right, so very important that you take those seeds out. And I used about a quarter of the red chili pepper, and I make sure you dice them up finely into real small pieces. I got all the ingredients aside, ready to be used. What I'm gonna do now is start putting all these ingredients into a bowl. Use a good sized bowl. Try not to spill none of the ingredients. I'm gonna start off by putting our cornbread mix. Right now, if after you mix all the ingredients, if it seems a little lumpy to you, that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly natural. When you bake it, all the lumps will come out, if there's any, if you see any. So don't worry about it. As you see, I'm putting the jalapenos and the red chili peppers into the mix already. Going to put that egg in there. We're going to put our Parmesan cheese and the milk. And with a fork, or if you got a whisk, you're going to mix it up for about 5 minutes. I had to pause it because I needed both hands to do this to make sure I got in there and really mixed the mixture up real fine. And as you see, this is what it looks like after about 4 minutes of mixing. And once you get it to this consistency, we're going to transfer this mixture onto a oven-safe tray, or if you got a pan, something that's not too big. And we're just going to dump that in. But first, we're going to spray some cooking spray, some olive oil cooking spray on the bottom of it so it doesn't stick. Alright, and for the cornbread, you're only going to bake it for about 15 to 20 minutes. I say around 20 minutes, and then you're good to go. Alright, you're going to pour your mixture in there. Make sure you get all of it. Again, I need both hands, so of course I had to cut the camera to make sure I get all the mixture in there. And we're going to put it right next to our rabbit. As you see, the rabbit is already looking nice and golden brown. And soon, our cornbread will be ready with it. Alright, now, this is what the final product looks like. We'll bring out the rabbit first. It's nice and roasted. Perfect color to it. Perfect texture. Is really nice and juicy. I really wish I could share it with some of you guys. Our cornbread is done as well. And this is what my plate looks like. Got me some roasted rabbit with some cheesy jalapeno cornbread. Tribute to the HodgeTwins, one of my favorite channels. And I've been dying to make this ever since they mentioned it in one of their videos. Alright guys, I appreciate you watching. I'm about to devour this food. Y'all hold it down.